The denuclearisation imperative has rarely been more urgent than it is right now, and it is incumbent upon the government to make all possible efforts towards its achievements. Now, one of the best instruments we have against the ever-present threat of nuclear weapons is the United Nations Treaty for the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. The former coalition government resisted signing on to the TPNW for years. But while in opposition, Anthony Albanese committed Labour to signing the treaty. Indeed, in 2018, the Labour Party even adopted a resolution that commits to signing and ratifying the TPNW in government. This is what the opposition leader at the time then said. Nuclear weapons are the most destructive, inhumane and indiscriminate weapons ever created. Today we have the opportunity to take a step towards their elimination. Labour in government will sign and ratify the UN Treaty for the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. I'd like to repeat that for the record. The quote was, "Labour will sign and ratify the treaty." Former Foreign Minister Gareth Evans also said that nuclear disarmament is core business of any Labour Party worth its name. Yet, since taking office in May, the Prime Minister's historic opportunity to follow through on this particular moment in time seems to have gone nowhere, save for a flimsy statement in June that Australia shares the ambition of the TPNW and that state parties of the world should work together for a world without nuclear weapons. The new government has been troublingly quiet. Now, to their credit, the statement was made, as the government said, an observer to the first meeting of the state parties of the TPNW. But this is infuriatingly an empty gesture in the broader context of the Albanese government's unwavering support for AUKUS. Now, the AUKUS Pact is provocative and poses a grave risk to global nuclear non-proliferation. Questions are now even being raised about whether it violates the Non-Proliferation Treaty, to which Australia is a party. Just this week, Indonesia voiced their concerns that it may undermine the Non-Proliferation Treaty itself. That doesn't appear to concern the PM, who has repeatedly affirmed that Labour's strong backing of AUKUS will continue, as well as an appetite for expanding the US alliance. That is completely antithetical to the principle of denuclearisation. The TPNW and AUKUS are fundamentally incompatible. You either support nuclearisation or you don't, and so I am forced to ask the question of the Prime Minister, which is it? The only workable answer here is to decisively denounce nuclear weapons by signing the very treaty that you yourself have vocally and repeatedly committed to supporting. That is our duty as responsible global citizens. Australia must play a constructive role towards global disarmament, and we must not delay any longer. Almost 80% of Australians back signing the treaty. The Labour Party's membership back signing the treaty. The Greens have absolutely and unwaveringly backed the treaty from the beginning. I am calling on the Albanese government to act on the will of the community and the mandate of its own party and sign the treaty as a matter of urgency. We have the overwhelming support of the Australian community. We have the numbers in Parliament, and we know that it is the right thing to do. Let's get it done.
Thank you, Senator Steele-John. Senator Thorpe.